Hey everyone, welcome back. It is now week 14 or episode 14 for the original series Star Trek Enterprise Bridge. Wanted to get to painting and doing things this week, but other things, happening, still unpacking, still doing that. But as you can tell from the photo, I'm definitely getting the stations back up, and I share what I'm doing with them and how I'm going about it with you guys. So it's kind of I'll show you how I'm taking care of the stations this time from the other video. And yeah, my goal next week though is to finish the stations, get them painted, get them all ready to go so I can get them lit and start going. That's the goal, is to at least get these guys all done. So that's the goal. So we'll see. But not a bad week, had a lot of fun, a lot of sanding, a lot of sanding. So with that, if you guys are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button, click on the little bell, and every time I upload a video, you will be notified. And as always, thank you guys. It really means a lot. I really appreciate you all staying with me and following up my journey with this stuff. So thank you to all my subscribers. If you see something I did in this video or something from my past videos and you would like to know why I did it or how I did it, or if you need help with something you're trying to do, and I can help, you can reach me at my email, bucktmoore@gmail.com, or you can put it in the comments section and I will respond. Also, I respond to, hey Buck, okay Buck, yeah, okay, and then just the dreaded, put those in the comment sections and I respond within 12 to 24 hours. So without further ado, let's get to sanding. Hey, well, good afternoon, and yes, look what came in the mail. It came in yesterday. So yesterday I got the parts washed. I got the other parts, but I thought I'd share with you how I'm gonna do this. So I was just running a test one just to be okay. I'm not cutting out this yet. What I wanted to do is I want to get this all masked off, and then I want to get that putty down, or the Bondo, however you want it, and then once that's done, then I'm going to go and take this part of the tape off, and then gives me a better idea of where I need to stop cutting and start trimming and all that. But first things first, before we get into this, yep, that's the garbage. So you guys remember I said I had a plan for these. So the fiber optic, it got really crazy to work with. So I decided to do something a little different. Something I like doing, and I love the crystal clear, but sometimes it just doesn't always go down. So as you can see, I did do the backside, but it didn't go down near as much as I wanted. And what I mean by that is come out to the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put a drop in, just like so, and let it find its spot. And if I need to, I will go in with my Q-tip and just slowly roll over that, and then I'll just keep adding into it. But now I look at this, I think I'm going to have to sand this down and repaint it. And good thing is I got more of these walls, so that's something I might work out. We'll see. But that's my idea, and we'll go from there. Alright, so clear out of the way. And instructions out of the way. So the crew is still, I haven't sanded that. I have started working on the helm and the nav station, and I got some new sanding sticks to be able to do that. But let's get to what I wanted to show you guys. So like I said, I know I'm putting on the Bondo, so I want to make sure I don't get Bondo into here. Sorry, I'm gonna have to move that back again. So what I'm doing is basically, I'm going to take a piece of my masking tape, and I'm going to choose the size, yeah, kind of like that. And then basically, all I'm doing is I'm laying it down, I'm pushing it in, and once I get it good and pushed down where I want, you can use a Q-tip, or I just had it here too. Right? Toothpick. Here, get another one. I like to use a toothpick for myself. And let me zoom in a little bit. So maybe Give me a second, I gotta reset this, my camera thing. Okay, got that reset. So, I'm gonna start, and when I start masking things off, especially like this, I don't mask it all off and then try to cut, because sometimes the masking tape will not, you can get it tight on one point, but it doesn't get tight. So before I even mask it all, I'm going in with my toothpick, and I'm outlining that in my tape. And what this is going to do is I'm going to just cut the inside of this because I want the outside as my marker. And again, just take another piece of masking tape, and I overlap them just a bit, because if I don't, then there's going to be that thing. So again, I just get it pushed down, and again I will take my toothpick and just lightly, I don't go crazy with it, then I go lightly with that. Okay, next thing is I got a brand new X-Acto blade, and when doing this, make sure it's a brand new one first. It's got a good point on it, and then what I do is I lightly, like for the curves, just kind of depends, but biggest thing is don't push down real hard. You're not wanting to cut into the plastic, and if you got a new blade, then you should just be able to follow that line like I did. And sometimes it does that, but then, you know, if it does, then I just come over here, and again I make sure my blade is around that edge. And sometimes you can twist it like so, and then go and finish it up. And like I said, I'm not pressing down hard. Now the other thing, when you go to lift this up, I keep my finger on the inside, because you never know if, you see like that, you never know if I got everything cut. And that helps from, oh my gosh, now I got to do something again, you know. So, and again, I will just do one more quick pass down. Then again, I will come, and as you see, now that I got my finger there, I can hold it down and start getting this off. And it'll let me know if I need to, you know, any more cutting. So, here we go. So, there is the mask. And like I said, I'll come later for this. But the first things I want to get done is get get this flush. And then again, I will just I will take my toothpick and I will just make sure everything is down and in, like so. And there we have it. So I'm going to finish getting these masked off, and after that we'll go and start putting some Bondo down. I will return. Okay, one more thing I thought I'd better show you, because I did a 2-monitor console. Alright, so with this one, it's going to be a little bit, it's the same concept, but what I wanted to share with you is, like I did for the single one, I was able just to, you know, do it right there, but the problem you're going to run into is you got you got all the different surfaces that you're trying to mask around on the inside. You got the 2 screens, but then you're getting the tape here. So one of the the easiest way to do this is I'm going to go ahead and stick on one side of my tape, onto one side. Then what I want to do is I'm going to pull the other side, and I'm going to allow that to actually get all fit in the best I can. Then what I'll do is I will take a Q-tip, and I will just take, and wherever there's a lip, kind of like right there and here in the monitor area, I will take the Q-tip and smooth it down. So again, I'm just going to take, you know, a bit of the mask, and I'm going to start it on one side, hold this side while I'm doing it the best I can. And you know, if it starts to, like, oh my god, it's, you know, it's wanting to squiggle up or kind of like that, you can lift the tape up and again get it down. And then again, I just come in here, and like I said, I'll just come in here and get this all smoothed down so I can make that cut, and then just basically the way I did the other one. Alright, I wanted to share that with you guys because I was like, oh dang, probably better share it because that's what I ran into there. So, alright, I'm getting back at it. Alright, monitors are masked off, as you can see. But then I got thinking, well, I'm putting Bondo and putty. How am I going to protect the underneath and not get it all clumped up in there? And well, so what I've done is basically I've taken a piece of my masking, just like so, laid it down. Then I've taken a Q-tip and I've pushed it in so I know that it's up good on that edge. Then again, because I got a good X-Acto blade, then what I do is I take the edge of my blade and try to conform it, make sure it hits the edge of this. Sorry, hits the edge of that. And as you can see, we get a nice clean mask line. Let's see if I can show you here, guys. Sometimes it's a little harder to do, but as you can see, I'm just running it on the bottom edge of that monitor platform, and then I just wrap them around. And as you can tell, now I got this protected from putty and Bondo right here, and everything else. So I thought I'd better share that too with you guys, if you do it like I'm doing this. So, because I can tell you what, I've had the frustrations. Okay, it should be easy to get that sanded down, and man, oh man, oh man, it's like crap. Why aren't you working? Why did I do that? So, so here's my little trick to taking care of making sure there's no Bondo or putty down there. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna keep going, and then it'll be getting that time. Alright, time for some Bondo. As you can tell, I've already been kind of having a little fun just getting them set to the side and cleaned up so they can dry. And it looks like I need to touch a little bit more onto that one. Sorry, talking there amongst myself. Let me do a top off and make sure, and then I'll get started. Okay, there we go. And sometimes, you know, you want to have a little bit of height, not much. But that makes sure you get that what you're needing, and then sometimes, you know, I just come back over and just make sure, as you can see. And then, like I said, it's really easy just to clean that putty off, but I digress. Sorry. All right, so got my Bondo, and basically I don't know the best way to say it. Basically I am doing a small line on all except for the edge, and that way I know a little bit what I'm going to have to do here. Then I take my ruler, and the first way I go is I'm going that way, because then that way I can see what I'm going to need to do for at least that side. And then once I'm happy with this side, that side, then I start coming back this way. And what I don't use, you know, because I am pulling it out of here, I try to put back into the kit what I'm doing, and sometimes it works, sometimes it's like okay, got to do more. So, and again, I want to make sure I'm getting all the way to my tape line, as you can see, and that worked pretty good. So just a little bit more here, right here. Got my paper towel, keep my fingers somewhat clean except for tape. And then also another thing I'll do as I get done, I will scrape off the excess off of my ruler, because if you have too much buildup like that, then it can start taking away from what you want to do. Is starting to grab those pieces and pull them up. So there is that one. There is that one. And let's do one more, just because, you know, you guys like to see me work. So again, what I think I'm going to do this time is I'm going to put some right here, get a good little start there, and like I said, again, I'm not having it at much of an angle. I'm just wanting it to get there, and if I need to, I will just work with it like so, because that's the thing, sometimes you think you got enough, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you don't. Okay. And then, like I said, if I got too much, I can sand, as you know. Okay, so now I'm going to clean this yet again. And now I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to add a bit more. And if I don't use it all, you know, on this one, I can take what I don't use and put it on another piece. So, So again, because I didn't put it up that high on the bottom side, I'm going to go in with the top, and now I'm going to just do like what I just did, and put the excess where it needs to go, and then I'll try to keep a lot of that excess just like that, and then just kind of like so. And I know it's like, oh my gosh, but I want to make sure that I have it, and then I'll go and take off the big globs so I don't have to sand so much. So alright guys, well I'm going to get back at it, and I thought I'd share that with you, so I will return. Well, hey everyone, getting back to it, and I've went ahead and trimmed out the monitor screens, and yes, I've started sanding, and as you can tell, I'm really happy with this. I might have to do a little bit more, but we'll have to see after I get it primered. But what I'm doing is I got my 320 sand grit paper, and the first thing I'm doing is I'm trying to stay as far away from this as I can so I don't sand that screen mount down. But basically, all I'm doing is, well, trying to sand, as you can tell. Not doing very well at it, as you can see. Darn it. Okay. So one of the first things I want to try to do is start sanding off and start looking for different colors. You can see the different shades. That's what this is the one that's more sanded is the top layer, and then it just goes from there. So the first thing I do, and I know it's going to be a little bit of a dip here because of this, so big thing is I want to make sure that is getting down, and as you can see it's starting to be the same color, and that's the big thing. And that tells me, one, that I am right there close, and I just keep going, and then I'll definitely fill. But you can see even like here, that's a different layer and all that. So I will just keep doing this, and I have definitely severed different pieces of sandpaper already cut. And I might come back here sand more because I can still feel that it's raised. So I'll change out the sandpaper because that does happen quite a bit. And I'm just trying to make sure I'm not feeling that anymore, and that the color of each side of this is good. So again, I just start working over, and then the fun part where all the big stuff was. And I'm not so worried about the inside as much, but it does help me be able to see what I need to do if I can definitely tell what's going on with that inside. So, and as you can tell, it's getting there. So give me just a second. I gotta go check something on the printer, and we'll come right back. Alright, sorry about that. Having an argument on a part that I'm printing, but got it taken care of, I think. But so again, like I said, as you can see where the sanding needs to keep going because it's not all the same color yet, especially right here. So I just kind of keep doing that, and like I said, I'll dust it off. Sorry. And then here's a really good example right there. You see how that's not even where it's supposed to be? So here comes the fun of it. And as you can see, it's starting to come out. So, and I'm worried on this side, not on in here, because this is all coming out when the tape comes off. So I'm just making sure everything looks good, and then like I said, I'll run my finger and I'll take another look. I'll make sure it's dusted off, and as you can see, even right here, I need to do a little bit more. in. I hate this place so much. So I'm just kind of looking, feeling. Here you can kind of see that bit of difference. I just want to make sure that that's all good. And yeah, it looks pretty good. So now the true test is when I go to paint this, will I see any more of those, you know, where else I need to sand? Because I really can't do much more for sanding until I get a coat of primer on it. Then I can see where else I need to go. So, alright guys, so with that, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me sand. So once I get it done, and I'll get the camera back on. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, got most of it's done. I went ahead and took the masking off, and it actually did help me better. But so right now what I'm doing is I'm going back with a very very high grain sand brush, just to get the little scratches out from that 720 or the 320, and then I'm just double checking. And then I like to use this one to help make sure I get those little gaps. As you can see, there's a difference in the colors. Make sure they're all trying to be the same. So what I will do after this is then I'm going to go get them washed off. I'm going to let them dry. And then it's not bad outside. It's actually pretty warm. I'm going to try to see if I can't go into my garage real quick and give it a shot of primer, and then bring it in and put it by my stove and let the exhaust fan go so I can get that. But we'll see where I'm at. But so yeah, now like I said, all I'm doing is using this. Also, I bought a lot of these. I bought these sanders at Hobby Lobby. I've used them before, and they're just fine, good sanders. I mean, it gets there and don't get any of those blemishes, I mean, caused by the sandpaper. It helps take those crazy scratches out, as you can see. So that's where I'm at right now, guys. But yay! Probably before I wash them, I'm going to go ahead and get the monitors and stuff cut out so I can go ahead and get it all cleaned up and at once when I go to prime to get it cleaned up and prime it. So, alright, well, I'm going to get back at it, guys. So, come back when I have some color to put on it. Hey, everyone. Getting back at it. Well, I've been at it. I've gotten all the cuts done, and I've got them pretty close to where I need to with the little sandbar and, you know, the sander after I got everything cut out. And I had it on a very low speed, but again, I'm going to have to do some repairs because the sander got a little fun. But now what I'm doing is I am cleaning out up to that end there, and I'm using my file, and it works great. Just, you know, be careful. Don't get, you know, don't go too crazy when you're sanding. But here, let me see if I can, so you guys can see. So you see that little edge right there, and I'll just take this and try to keep it as even as I can and get that little bit down, just like that. So when I go and put these guys back in, sorry, didn't find what I did with them. Where'd it go? I already pulled one and I had it set aside. I was like, oh yeah, I can look, make sure, and guess what? Yeah, I can't remember where I put it. Give me just a second, guys. I shall find it. Hopefully. Well, if not, I got one that I can share there. So here is the thing, or you know, the inside decal, and as you can see, that's going to look awesome. That's going to fill in really good there. So that's what I'm doing, guys. So I'm going to keep filing away, and when I get it ready to, when I get it pretty well cleaned up, and I'll show you the last little bits before I do primer, and then a little more of the sanding. So I'm going to get back at it. Well, good afternoon, guys, and I've gotten all the stations pretty well cleaned. But I forgot when I showed you when I was filing, I wanted to show you something else when you do the filing like I did. After you run it for a bit, or if it, you know, you're still wondering, take your X-Acto knife, and on both sides, I kind of So you can see the angle I got. You can see it like that, and I just scrape and go around the inside, and then once I get both the outsides pretty good, and let's see, then I need to come to the back. People always forget that. And again, I'm just doing the same thing. I am just trying to get all those little bitty shavings out and those little pieces that didn't want to go anywhere. Sorry, I didn't mean to get out of the camera. But here's another thing. Even when you do that, don't forget, guys, take your X-Acto and, you know, just angle it on top or something. Trying to show you here, guys, sorry. And run it so you're feeling like right here, you see that? And the same on top. If it's too small, what I do is I just take my knife and I just come in, and then again I will come and I'll clean, because there's nothing worse than you think, okay, I've got it done, and you go get ready to do something and you go, where the heck did that come from? That little piece that wasn't even there. And then I'll just rub my finger on it. And then the other thing I do, I'll come back with one of my softer brushes, or softer sanders, and I'll just bring this out and through and try to run it out, and then I'll take one of my sticks and just do the same thing. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be completely 100% ready there, because there's still a little bit more work to do for this, but I wanted to start showing you that that if you do cut your windows out like this and you do that, make sure to try to keep this outside edge clean without trying to run that you know, get rid of that panel line that you want, and then definitely on the back side too, because that can cause a lot of issues. So, alright, I want to share that with you. So also, I've got, like I said, I've got everything out. Now I need to go in and sand these guys down. And the reason I wanted to cut it out with the, while there's still that edge, if you guys don't remember the first one, and you can see when I cut it out, I just went all over the place. I was trying to use, yeah, and I messed up. So I used these as my guide. I kept the edges on, or the detail on, until I got that nice cut, and then I'm going to go and sand them. And the same thing is probably going to be right here too. So, alright guys, let me get things moved around. Good morning, back at it, and excuse me, sorry. I'm experimenting with being able to put these back on. The first time I did it, and I'll just show you, you can kind of tell I chewed the crap out of trying to cut that out. So this time, what I've done is I've drilled a starter hole here, here, and then all the way except for in the middle. And I will show you that, because I wanted to make sure this time I wasn't messing with the, oh, that's not flat, that's, you know. But as you can see, once I get it pushed down, that gives you a lot more to look at, and as you can see, it gives you a little bit more work. So, how did I do that, you ask? Well, first, let me get all my stuff together, and I will definitely show you. I thought I had it ready, but give me 2 minutes. Alright, I thought I'd start with the smaller panel, because it'll be easier to work with, and maybe I can keep my hands out of the way. I don't know, we'll see. So, I've got my drill bit on, and it's not going very fast at all. So, the first thing I want to do is I want to make right there, turn you up just a bit, and then basically all I'm doing is shaking a lot, yeah, and I'm just going through here, not trying to, sorry, I'm not trying to go any further up than the end of that. I don't want to go above that. I don't want to drill above that. I want to drill right here, and then I can sand everything out. But also, you know, you got to be a little bit careful, especially with these ones with the corner like it is, and the angle that this is at for the station. You're going to have to, for more of the top, you're going to have to hold it at a different angle so you can come around to it. And then now it's just just getting more in there. So. But like I said, I never go below that molded edge, because that's going to give me what I need. I went a little bit there, but that's okay. Okay, that's done. So now I'm just gonna, styrene, gotta love it, right? Okay, sorry. Keeping things separated. So now I get to go do this, change my bit. Try to keep everything the best together I can. Put on my other little quick snip. Let's do that. And make sure it's tight. Then I'll put on my router again. My little router bit. And I kind of leave it hanging a little bit further up like that so I can get a little bit more of an angle. Then I definitely turn my drill down, my Ryobi thing. And basically it's like I've done the other ones that I've shared with you. I'm just going to go and let this tool do its work. And I have no problem coming back later and cleaning, I'm trying not, when it jumps like that, I'm trying to be very careful that I don't get it caught up and running on the top of here and gouging that a little bit, so I'm very careful. And like I said, if I need to, okay, enough of that noise. Clean that up again. I'll clean it up here in a bit. But so now I've got a good idea of what I need to do. And now I'm just going to clean it up. So now I need to go and clean up those cut edges that I made. And for a good big chunk of it, especially like right here on the sides, I use a file. I mean, I got the sander, but I want to make sure, because sometimes that sander, when it starts getting warm, it can really become funny. So I'm going to get this file down and get it looking more like this. But like I said, kind of show you here, make sure I got this on the right way. I got the little pieces of glass. So, okay. So like on this one, you can see, even though it's up there, I got still more cleaning to do. But because of that, sorry, just kind of looking here. Yep. Huh. Alright, hold on. What the heck? Sorry, I'm just kind of fiddling around. That's what I thought you meant like that. Okay. Maybe. Still got cleanup to do, but once I get them set in, they're going to look pretty good, but I'll wait for that when I get the cleanup done. And that's basically what I've been doing this week, guys. I've been working on getting my my stations fixed and getting all that taken out of the way, and it's taking a bit of time, but so let me keep at it and see where we can get to the end of the day. Well, we're going to finish sometime today. Alright, well, I've got them all pretty well cut out, and I'm still got a little bit of fine tuning. But what I wanted to share with you guys is, because like I said, I'm basically redoing every station. I want to make sure when I take stuff out that I make sure I label which station it is, and you'll see what I mean. So I got my little bags, and so right now this is station 14, or yeah, station 14, sorry, just making sure. Station 14, and that is defense. So just want to make sure I got it right. So I'm going to take my Sharpie I'm going to mark the bag. Now, because I tried not to break the other ones, as you saw, I wanted to try to keep them, but sometimes that doesn't work. But basically, all I'm doing is I'm just going to take my X-Acto and just try to start, you know, letting that glue and stuff release, because remember I coated these guys pretty good, so and that's what I'm just trying to do right now, is just to get the photo etch off. As you can see, sometimes it can take a little fernandering, especially when the knife can't go all the way. So, and it just takes a little work, guys, you know what I'm saying? Because I think, if I remember right, I had some issues with getting some of these on there. Okay, sometimes I try just to push, help break that seal, and don't worry, it's not bending. If it is bending the photo etch, it's not doing it very much. So now comes the fun part. Yep, that kind of did. And okay, got them out, and don't worry, I can flatten that back down. But yeah, you can see that, and you know, I might use these for something else, and you know, if you're having to do the same thing I'm doing, you know, just snap the top of this off and go. So again, I'm just making sure to put these into the bag so I don't forget. So I'm going to get this finished up, guys, and then we'll come back and see what's next. Alright, well, this is where I'm going to end it for this week. Got all the parts and all labeled now, and getting these guys almost there. So yay. Not as far as I wanted to get this week, but not bad. So next week, get on to finishing up these stations. That's my goal next week. So, alright, you guys have a safe, wonderful, and awesome weekend. Have a safe and wonderful work week next week, and I'll see you right back here on the bench.